Welcome back to my video blog. This is Lauren. Again, I'll be talking about what goes on in the political world. Recently, 4 lawmakers from the House of Representatives introduced legislation called the Stop Tampering of Prescription Pills, or the STOP Act. The act will require most pain drugs to adopt abuse-deterring safeguards. One safeguard that Congress has voted to institute includes tamper-resistant formulations for pills. Under the STOP Act, any medication that does not adopt these new safety features will be removed from the FDA's list of approved drugs. Because the bill has received bipartisan support, this has been considered the broadest congressional attempt at curbing the nation's prescription drug problem. And of course, lawmakers, including Representative Bill Keating, the lead sponsor of the STOP Act, are very pleased about the progress that has been made in passing this legislation. I am also happy that the government is fighting the prescription drug abuse problem. But before we rejoice about this new legislation, let me just remind you about some of the other issues our government is grappling with right now. Firstly, partisanship throughout Congress has prevented the type of compromise needed to pass countless money appropriations bills. We just barely avoided a government shutdown due to the House and the Senate's inability to agree on a deal for funding federal agencies. But thankfully, they were forced to make a temporary agreement that will keep the government operating, since current funding is due to expire in September. Of course, cutting spending altogether and decreasing the national debt are main concerns that will need to be addressed once the temporary spending agreement has expired. But I guess Congress is putting that off for now. And finally, yet another compromise that needs to be reached is an agreement on the nation's tax debate. Well, Congress is going to be having a lot of serious conversations within the next year or so in order to address the nation's utmost priorities. And who knows whether our lawmakers will ever agree on compromise for the sake of progress. But rest assured, don't mind my sarcasm, Congress has made progress on the issue of prescription painkiller abuse. Maybe they haven't agreed on government spending, decreasing the deficit, or settling the tax debate, but Congress has made a huge step in creating bipartisan legislation to make pills that are harder for drug abusers to crush open or inject. Is this a joke? Is Congress just doing this so they can say that they agreed on something? Don't get me wrong, I know that prescription drug abuse is a national problem. Of course, it's an issue I care about. And I don't mean to diminish the importance of reducing the problem. But what frustrates me about this entire issue is the fact that Congress boasts about their bipartisan efforts and the progress that this will mean. In reality, how could Congress not agree on legislation to reduce painkiller abuse? It should be a given, and an issue that requires little, if any, compromise. Congress should be passing legislation of this ilk quickly and with little debate. It's the least that they could do. Then they should move on and move past the obvious and get talking about the other important issues that require compromise and agreement. I hope that, as with the STOP Act, our politicians can soon learn to agree. Thanks everyone for watching, and check back again for my next video blog.